Not far away now from the big one. It's Aberfeldy taking on Green Vale in the Strathmore Community Bank Premier Division Grand Final. Matt Pilios, it's been too long on EDFL Web TV since we've seen you last.
It's great to be back, and hello to all the EDFL viewers out there. Very happy to get the invitation. 2 years, I think it's been since Guernsey on EDFL TV, but an amazing show you've had in 2015, Adam, and I'm that excited about the big Premier Division Grand Final between the undefeated Aberfeldy Footy Club, which I've got a very, very soft spot for, and the mighty Green Vale Footy Club, which I've got a lot of friends there as well. It's going to be unbelievable.
Sorry I was late, mate. Really busy week down at headquarters, as you can imagine. But you did mention the big one, of course, Aberfeldy and Green Vale. A lot of people around the traps, Matty, they're pretty much already giving this little baby right here to Aberfeldy, but some others want to make a case for Green Vale. Can you make a case for Green Vale, who go into this grand final a fairly heavy underdog?
Yeah, rightly so I can for Aberfeldy for them being tipped as unbeatable. But Green Vale Footy Club, you know what? They won back-to-back flabs in 2012 and 2013, and they've got guys who have won at Windy Hill. I know Adam have those guys who with AFL and VFL experience who have won at higher levels. But I think in the minds of guys like Brewer and James Rowan and Matt Smith and Joey Gazzo, who I saw doing hill sprints a couple of months back down in Santorini, all the way in Greece, but good to see him back. But and Burns and Clifton, these guys can pass on to the guys. That Greenvale have defeated Aberfeldy when Aberfeldy were favourite. It's a different day on Grand Final day. I think that year in 2013, Greenvale came off a huge loss in the second semi-final and got the chocolates in the Grand Final. So yeah, you know what? I think there's that slight bit of belief, but this Aberfeldy side to me is one of the greatest sides I've seen on paper and on a field.
Yeah, just on the Jets, a lot of big names, as we know, but some new names as well. We saw Parthenopoulos kick a nice bag on the weekend, and that turnaround, though, from that first game against Aberfeldy 2 weeks ago was a massive one. They only kicked 3 goals that day at a very wet Coburg City Oval, lost by 50 points to Abbers. Then they turned it around against an in-form, a hot Keilor side that all of a sudden has figured out how to score. We know they're very good defensively under Mick McGuan, but now they can attack as well, and Greenvale turned it around really, really well. So as the question is, Matty, are you worried about what happened 2 weeks ago at Coburg because Greenvale didn't get close to Abbers that day?
Yeah, mentally that's got to hurt them. I think it was 10-14 to 3-6. I mean, 9 scoring shots is pretty bad. I know last week they've done the flip side and got 18-16, but yeah, I think they'd be very worried. It was such a dominating win. And you know what, Greenvale are going to have that in the back of their mind. If Abbers get to a good start, it could put some doubt in a lot of the Greenvale footballers for sure.
Two familiar sides on Grand Final day, Matty. We're used to seeing some black and green and a couple of shades of blue out at Windsor Hill on Grand Final day, but yeah. 2 new coaches. Adam Potter has not lost as Aberfeldy coach. That's an amazing fact. He's 19-0. And obviously Shannon Grant's come in at Greenvale as well. Can we expect much in the coaching matchup in this one?
You know what? Both guys with such high experience. Shagger, an ex-business partner of mine, an ex-AFL coach and a VFL coach for such a long time. And,
as was Adam,
And Adam as well, who's an ex-EDFL boy who's been there. So, look, you know what? Both guys will be nervous, I think, quietly. Potsy's just such a well-organised man. Where Shagger's really... as organised as and structured as he is, he's done a lot of stuff on talent and instinct as well. So it's going to be a great matchup off the field as well as on the field. And I wish both guys, who are both great guys, best of luck.
I'm not letting you get away, Matt, without a tip. We need a tip from Matt Pilios. Who's going to win the grand final, how much by, and why?
To me, Aberfeldy Footy Club have really planned this. Sometimes you've got to lose a grand final or maybe 2 to win one, and this year is definitely, to me, the year of Aberfeldy Football Club. They're just so strong across the board. I think I had a conversation with Shannon Grant 3 or 4 weeks ago, and he said to me, Matt, I reckon they could be top 6 in the VFL just about.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah.
You have a look at them, and they're just such a strong side. They play for the jumper. There's a lot of guys. I mean, even the guys from a recruit's point of view, McLean and Kefford were juniors there. The guys like Cabello and Patak and across the board have been there for so long, 3 or 4 years. There's a lot of juniors in the side as well. They are just too strong across the board in every facet. And I think their midfield goes 7 or 8 deep. But to a guy like Mark Lynch, who's won comps in Northern League and our league, and can't even get a start in the ball. So it's going to be an amazing game. But Aberfeldy, just across the board, to me, will go down as one of the strongest local football sides in history come Saturday night.
They need to win this, though, if they want that status.
Yeah, for sure. About 30 points.
You mentioned Mark Lynch in there. He's my tip for best on ground, the Red Rose medal. It's obviously a massive honour. You can walk away from grand final day being the best on ground. You're feeling pretty good about yourself. I'm tipping Mark Lynch to walk away with that particular prize. Who do you think's going to walk away with the Red Rose medal?
That's a good tip, Adam. I reckon he was their top 2 last year for Aberfeldy Lynchy, but I'm going to go for my man, Joshy Cabillo. Special bloke, loves Aberfeldy Football Club, hard as nails. And you know what? He was overseas late last year and the start of this year. And let me tell you, all he had on his mind other than the great tour with his lovely missus was a flag for 2015. And that commitment, he was training over there. I reckon a big game for Joshy Cabillo.
It's going to be a massive day. It always is at Windsor Hill, the Strathmore Community Bank Premier Division Grand Final. We've got the replay of the 2013 decider, which was only a couple of kicks that day, Matty, in 2013. We'll see if Abbas can finally turn it around, or the Jets just collect another one of these, which have become pretty good at over the years. Yeah,
it's going to be, I know, Greenville is such a great football club. And both clubs, too, the only EDFL clubs with the big screens as well this year that all the fans have got to enjoy as well. So it's a bit of a battle.
The match day experience, Matty, it's important. Get down to Windsor Hill. It's going to be a good one there on Saturday as well.
You got both presidents as well, John Larkins and Bruce Kent, both very highly regarded presidents. You've got to wish them both the best, but both very good legal practitioners in the Melbourne industry as well. So you got to wish both clubs very strong, but Aberfeldy for me, mate. It's going to be an unbelievable day. 10,000, I reckon, too, at Windy Hill, Adam.
We're hoping so. We've ordered enough records to make sure there are enough there, Matty. But it's going to be great, obviously. No matter what happens, even if it's a blowout, it's going to be a great story either way, whoever wins. We're obviously always hoping for a close one, Matty, as the neutral supporter. But I'm just looking forward to 5 p.m. I reckon it's going to be a great story to tell, whoever wins this particular cup here.
You know what? Would not surprise me Saturday night if Greenville got the chocolates, but Aberfeldy are just one of the great local football sides, and I think they're going to get that.
As I said off the top, Matty, it's great to have you back on EDFL Web TV. It wouldn't be grand final week without hearing from your great self. And again, sorry I was late today. It's quite hectic down at headquarters as we speak.
You're the busiest man, and that's why Mark Twey reckons that your pay rise is coming up very soon, Adam. So I've said that on camera, Mark. Absolutely no pressure, but an absolute privilege to be here at part of EDFL Premier Week. I live and breathe the Eastern District Footy League and hold the competition very close to my heart. Thank you for asking me, Adam, and thank you for making me wait, mate.
See you on Saturday, Matt.
That's it for this edition of EDFL Web TV. We're looking forward to seeing a massive crowd here at Windy Hill on Saturday for the Premier Division Grand Final. Make sure to pick up your copy of the record, free with entry to the ground. We hope you have an excellent time, and we'll see you back here for another edition of EDFL Web TV to wrap up the game, and also look forward to the league medal night coming up later this month.